Good evening, racing fans. Welcome back to the channel. Brought to you in association with betting.co.uk. I'm Ginger Joe and I'm back with two selections for you to take a look at on Tuesday's race cards. And both of these selections do come from Brighton tomorrow, but they're not the only two selections that I do have. I've got a whole host of selections over on betting.co.uk. Or you can come over and join my horse racing group chat by clicking subscribe and then clicking the link in the description below. Now, we're coming into this week off some really good form, particularly in the horse racing where the nap landed in today's selection. Stowaway Jess won really well in the end for Fergal O'Brien. And also coming off the back of some really good golf selections too, where we landed Brooks Koepka to win at 18-1. But we also managed to land the dual forecast for Brooks Koepka and also Scotty Scheffler, which paid a nice 66-1. So had some really nice selections and hopefully we can continue that run of form throughout the week. Now, as I said, before we go any further, if you'd like to come over and join my group chat, click subscribe, then click the link in the description below, and you'll be opened up to all of my other selections for Tuesday. But I'm going to bring you two selections in this episode, starting in the opener of Brighton, the 2:23, and I fancy I'm Mabel here in the opener. She's one that ticks a lot of boxes for me, considering that she's a double figure price. She's 10-1 to get the job done, but I definitely think that she needs a bit of a mention here. She's back to a similar mark where she had her 2 wins at Chelmsford, and she actually contested in a nearly exactly the same trip here as well. She has been campaigned quite often over 6 furlongs and just seems to find it a touch too far to see her fully effective. But 5.5 furlongs seems to be just right for her. And on her only other visit to Brighton here, she actually finished third in much better company. So a slight drop back in company, off top weight, with a return to form in her last 2 runs. I think she's going to go very well indeed. Her last 2 runs are a big step back in the right direction. The form figures may not look too good on paper, but she wasn't beaten far in these 2 races as well. And I think given a month off, coming back into this field, she's going to be slightly fresher than she has been for most of her recent efforts. And I think she's going to have a really good chance here. She's had a very busy campaign, but with that return to form in her last 2 events, they've given her a month off for the drop back in grade. And I think that's going to see her in much better light. A repeat performance of either of those last 2 runs would ought to see her go really close here. And I'm very surprised that you can get 10-1. So that's I'm Mabel at 10-1 in the opener at Brighton. My second selection for this video comes in the 3:23 in the name of Amethyst. I actually had 2 selections initially for this race. The other one was Shelfer, but I think she may just need a little bit more to get the job done here. And I think actually Amethyst is the one that's going to take all of the beating this time around. She won a really valuable handicap here over course and distance back in August and returned to form a few weeks ago on his first start of the season. And I think that's going to stand him in really good stead for this race. When he won in August, he had the cheek pieces on, which are going to be reapplied for this event. And I think that could just eke out a little bit more improvement in him once again. His run last time out was his first of the season. He ran a really, really nice race that day. And he actually drops in grade as well, just like I'm Mabel. So he should find things a little bit easier, providing that he turns up in decent enough form once again. He would need to improve on that effort to go very close here, but the cheek pieces applied this time out, like his last time or his last effort in cheek pieces, should bring out a little bit more in him. And I think that makes him the one to beat in this race, which looks rather open. But I think Amethyst is the bet in this race at 4-1. So there you go, my 2 selections for Tuesday. I'm Mabel in the opener at 10-1, and then Amethyst in the 3:23 at 4-1. Just 2 selections for you. But as mentioned, come over and join my free horse racing group chat to have my full list of selections in a real good vein of form. And my selections get posted there before anywhere else. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Please do hit that subscribe button so you're notified for my next episodes. We're running on a real high profit at the moment. So hopefully we can keep that going into Tuesday. Thank you all for joining me once again. And I'll see you all back again tomorrow on my golf selections and also my horse racing selections for Wednesday's racing. Bye for now.